What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the best damn smelling fraternity in the world, the Fragrance Fraternity. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, and come join the brotherhood of people that like to smell good. Ladies, you're also welcome, but I say brotherhood. Anyway, let's today talk about 10 fragrances that are going to have you standing out. You know, as you get into this journey, you may want to express your style a little bit more. You don't want to come off smelling like a basic bro. You want to show people in the world that you are indeed a fragrance connoisseur. So, let me give you some recommendations of things that are going to definitely have you standing out for better or for worse. Let's go with this one first. This is Moschino's Toy Boy. Now, you're going to love or hate this fragrance. You're going to love or hate this bottle. I think it's kind of cool. Admittedly, I don't really wear this one that often. But I do sort of just like to pick it up and smell it from time to time. And for those of you that are really into the note of rose, you're going to probably dig this one a lot more than I am. However, if you do find a nice rose fragrance for men, that is pretty much in that category of things that you're going to stand out with. So if you're looking to stand out, this is the cream of the crop and really the fragrance that kind of brought this whole topic to mind. You get a lot of the woods here as well, so it's not just completely rose, but the rose really does dominate it, especially as it gets into the dry down. So certainly one I recommend you check out first, but you may find that you really love it if you're looking for something unique, something to make you stand out, something really different than what most guys are going to be out there wearing. Moschino Toy Boy is the perfect fragrance for that type of scenario. But let's move to a rose fragrance that I actually personally wear more and I like more. For my personal taste. This is 1 Million Cologne. This is my second bottle of it. I think this bottle looks absolutely stunning. The only 1 million that has a actual cap that comes on it. So with this one, you're going to get much more of a citrusy, aquatic type of fresh nuance of fresh rose. You're going to get this kind of Invictus Aqua style of fragrance, not maybe as sweet as Invictus Aqua, but certainly something in that vein of, you know, watery, aquatic, fresh, summer type fragrance. Great performance here for being in that category. Also, you do get that fresh rose, which is prominent but doesn't, you know, overtake the entire fragrance necessarily. But certainly a flanker that doesn't really smell at all like 1 million if you're familiar with the original. Pretty unique here. Not a lot of people show this one love. And you may find that you really like this one, and it's probably my favorite rose fragrance that I reach for quite often. Really easy to wear. You could wear this all year round, maybe more so a spring and summer scent. Careful with the trigger. This one really projects like a monster and has great performance for being such a fresh, watery, aquatic, rose type fragrance. So 1 Million Cologne, a great stunner that people don't really talk about. Next one up we have is Molinard Lavande. So as you can probably guess, you know, lavender is going to be the main note here that it focuses on. And if you're not familiar with the House of Molinard, I strongly suggest you get your nose on some of their offerings. Been around since 1849, so they're not new to the game. And the quality that you get with the versus the price you pay, the value is incredible with Molinard. They have a lot of stunning offerings. If you're looking for value and you want a great fragrance at a great price with good quality oils and a nice blend to it, Molinard is kind of the cream of the crop right now from what I've gathered. This specific fragrance, you're going to get this really earthy, natural type smelling lavender, similar to something if you were actually in a real lavender field and you grab some of the lavender with your hands and you maybe smelled your hand after, and you're getting that real kind of natural earth-like feel to it. A little bit woodsy, a little bit kind of in this more formal occasion type of dress attire that I would associate this with. Not really a casual fragrance, but certainly quite different than what most people are wearing. And if you're a big fan of lavender and you want to try to get your nose on something a little bit maybe more natural, something a little bit higher end, not quite as synthetic, not quite as designer smelling in the lavender game, you may want to check out Molinard Lavande. Really stunning. Don't have anything that smells like it. Great performance and longevity here as well. You can get this for under, I think in the $40-ish mark, which is really crazy to say as far as niche fragrance and the quality that you get is really nice. All right, let's move on now to what I consider my favorite fougere. Now, you may not stand out necessarily with a fougere, but you are going to be making a statement, especially when you wear one that you really love. It kind of gives me at least this confidence. It's a nice work fragrance when I'm ready to take care of business. This fragrance always puts me in a positive state of mind and like a productive state of mind. So this is Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. Again, nice lavender prominence here, which is, kind of, a essential note in the fougere style is what I'm trying to say, but it does have a bit of a throwback feel. However, it's not super outdated. It is a kind of modernized take on that classic fougere style, that aromatic fougere type style, which some may call also in that barbershop realm. So I've gotten my nose on a good amount of these types of fragrances, but this is the cream of the crop, Beau de Jour. If you want to come off smelling like a CEO, like your like boss type fragrance, that you run shit, that you are upper level management type of statement that you're trying to make with your fragrance, Beau de Jour is certainly gonna do that for you, and it's a nice change of pace from something like Creed Aventus, which a lot of people are wearing right now. But you're gonna get the same type of mindset as you would with a Creed Aventus, but you're gonna do it with a little bit more of a classic masculine style with Beau de Jour. Just simply the best fougere I've tried so far. All right, next we have, for some iris lovers out there, you're definitely going to stand out wearing Dior Homme Intense. Not too many guys confident enough to rock some powdery lipstick waxy iris like this, but if you enjoy the scent profile and you can get down with it, you wear something like this at a formal occasion or going out at night, you are going to turn some heads. You're going to have people wondering what you're smelling. Even if they're not going to say anything to you, they're going to be wondering what you're wearing, because you're going to smell so good and so different, and you're going to, be able to express your style in a really great way with Dior Homme Intense. Definitely need to be a big fan of iris, because that is the main thing that's featured here. It's quite a powdery, a little bit of a sweet fragrance as well, more so than the Parfum, which kind of takes a more leather, woody approach. So certainly when you want to sample, but just a really stunning, excellent fragrance, Dior Homme Intense. Definitely suggest you check this one out if you want to be a little bit different. Next one up we have is from Viktor and Rolf. This is my cool little 50 ml of Spicebomb Infrared, the Eau de Parfum. Really love this one, especially for the fall, winter time, for the evening times. It's a captivating scent. It's really alluring, mysterious, all these types of descriptors for a nice evening fragrance. It's got this red berry type sweetness that mixes in with resins and this ambery feel as well. A lot going on here for a designer fragrance. Really impressive. Good oil quality here. The prices have gone down on this one. I got this for, I think, $55, which is a great value purchase at this price range for what you're getting in this fragrance. Good lasting power. Some really nice evening appeal. Just a stunning evening fragrance that not a lot of people are hip to. Viktor and Rolf is maybe not the most popular designer brand out there, but they have some really awesome offerings, especially Infrared, the Eau de Parfum. Highly recommend that one. All right, let's go to one that's kind of a throwback. Came out a while ago, I believe in the early 2000s. This is Bulgari's Blue. Quite different than a typical blue fragrance as far as what we think of blue fragrances today and now. Floral for men right here. So that really sets it apart. And there's not too many super floral fragrances that are only for men that aren't, coming off a little bit unisex. It is a little bit creamy, a little bit powdery. It's quite a unique fragrance, so I'm going to do my best to describe it here, but you get a fresh and clean smell without that blue shower gel that's become popular. There's no embrox in here. It's more of this kind of like sandalwood floral, little bit creamy of a fresh fragrance for men. So really interesting. I think if you're looking for something fresh but also unique at the same time, this will have you covered. Bulgari's Blue doesn't get enough love, and it's kind of overlooked these days, but here to show it a little bit of love, and certainly works perfectly in this particular topic. Let's go now to something a little bit completely different, a little bit more fruity fun, more so on the unisex side. This is going to be Montale's Herbal Aquatica. If you're familiar at all with Herba Pura from Xerjoff, this is going to do a very similar thing. This is essentially Montale's take on the Herba Pura DNA. If you're not familiar with this particular style, you're going to get a lot of fruity sweetness. You're going to get almost something that comes across like a shampoo type vibe. This is, a tropical fragrance, something that you'd want to wear on vacation. Definitely a casual fragrance. Wouldn't recommend wearing something like this with a suit and tie. It's going to smell out of place. And if you're not okay wearing unisex, maybe even slightly feminine leaning fragrances, this one is not going to be for you. But if you like sweeter fragrances, if you like your tropical fragrances, if you want something with beast mode performance and longevity, something that will really captivate a room and will have people, you know, wondering what you're smelling, it will definitely be noticed. That's one thing that this is definitely good for. That's Herbal Aquatica from the House of Montale for the Herba Pura fans. If you want a kind of more affordable but still high quality take on it, and in some ways better, Montale's Herbal Aquatica will have you covered. All right, let's finish up here with a couple inspiration / clone fragrances that I've been enjoying here in the fall time. This is the one and only Moonlit Knight. This is an inspiration, clone, whatever you want to call it, of Dolce & Gabbana's The One Luminous Night. A really just insanely beautiful scent profile here, guys. This fragrance I've been rocking a lot. This is relatively new and I already have a nice little dent in it. It's pretty much an addicting type scent. You're going to get this date sweetness, which is really different. It's a really different type of fruitiness that this one invokes with using dates that I really enjoy. It's got this kind of vanilla sweetness going on as well, and it's got this a little bit of a resinous feel as well. So really in that fall winter time category, and the more so in evening time category, but alluring, captivating, attention grabbing, you know, very unique and just intoxicating really. Is the best way you can describe this sort of DNA. The clone does come close. I have a decant of the original, so I've been able to do a side by side. This clone is a little bit closer to when the original kind of dries down a little bit. It doesn't have the opening the same, but as the original dries down and you get more of the date sweetness kind of lingering around into the mid and the base, that's really what this one is representing more. You gotta overdo it on the sprays with this one. Unfortunately, the performance isn't amazing, but you can get it for a good price. So maybe you want to just go really hard on the trigger with this particular fragrance. But I love that date sweetness, and you might find that it's really like an addicting scent profile. Don't know anything that smells like it. And if you want to get the real thing, it's going to cost you over $250 right now. So this is going to be your best bet as far as the scent profile goes for, you know, a reasonable price. The one and only Moonlit Knight. This is from Fragrance World. Certainly going to stand out and turn some heads with this particular fragrance. All right, last but certainly not least, let's talk about some ice cream type pistachio, gelato type goodness. This is Khair's Pistachio. This is their inspiration of the Kale Yum Gelato Pistachio. I have smelled the real thing. I have a 10 ml of it, and this comes really close. In some ways, I actually even prefer this one because this one is a little bit mintier. I find it a little bit more unisex. It doesn't have as much of the florals as the real one does. That kind of pushes it further to the feminine side. Obviously a bit of a quality difference, but for the price you pay here, it's quite solid. It lasts a long time. You really only need a couple sprays and it's going to last you all night. I'm very, very happy with this fragrance. You really don't need the real thing if you get this. I think this is one of the best kind of clones that I've got my nose on here in the last few years. So good work here from Paris Corner. Again, more on the unisex, kind of slightly feminine leaning side, you know, if you're not okay with smelling like a gelato ice cream, like a gourmand cake type dessert, this may not be for you. And you may not even, someone may not even know that you're wearing a fragrance. You know, they may think that there's some kind of ice cream being served in the next room. They're not going to really maybe associate even this with someone wearing this as a scent. But it does really, you know, stand out, and it has great performance. It's going to last you your whole night, and it's going to just have people wondering if they do smell you, if they do figure out that it's coming from you. They're going to be wondering what you're wearing. They're going to want to ask you about it. It is a conversation starter. It's definitely one that has a wide mass appeal to it. If you're okay with wearing this scent profile, I think a lot of people are going to like it because, you know, who doesn't like pistachio ice cream, right? Or can at least like the smell of it. So if you want something on that more gourmand, kind of fun, playful cake type of vibe, Khair Pistachio, you can get it for a good price with great lasting power as well. So that's going to be the 10 for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, what are you guys pulling out of your collection when you want to stand out, when you want to be unique, when you're feeling like you want to be, you know, making a little bit of a statement and on the more unique kind of standing out type front. So let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate your time. Keep smelling great out there. Hope you're feeling good as this video finds you. And we're going to keep it going here at the Fragrance Fraternity. Hit that subscribe if you want to join in on the fun. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Until next time. Later.